Captain Gjalland does the... around here. Comes the ship.
Last time I rode Jalen's ship, I was heaving my gun. Thanks for a week. Dunmer weren't meant to ride on. Despite the foul beings. I'm certain we'll find to make it worth our time.
despite the foul beings that... infest this place, I'm certain we'll find plenty of wealth to make it worth our time.
Is someone there?
Gods, another one.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth? I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock. Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece, and you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful. Ah, this is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel. It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder. Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself. You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now. They're too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town. Find me that stash of wine. I'm itching to be rid of it.
Make way!
They serve the best sujam I've ever tasted of a wretched neck. Worth every...
Don't pity me. And don't look at me like that.
It's business.
I know.
Everything I've got on display, really. If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they
We've
deserve.
got our eyes on
Well
you,
done,
Scale Skin. Keep moving.
Azura's will bless you, Mathsera. Another day of misery.
Anytime you want to hit Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime. Serve House Redoran or serve me? Splendid. Another mouth to feed.
The entire island is in public cash now. They are
We have come south to test our worth against the mighty Netch. Will you join us? A warrior, if our...
Hope we don't run
If
into
not,
too many ash
either way, they will sing so well met, friend. May we all fight or die well.
Never should have come here.
was a good hunt.
Our victory will bring meat
The
and
beast
bones
was
to
strong,
our people.
but we were
Glory to
stronger.
our families. They will sing stories of this day.
Just remember who's in charge around here. Go. Stand aside, Outlander.
You can go where you please, but I'd stay inside the vault if I were you.
What are you gawking at, Outlander? If you've got any gripes, check in at Morvain Manor. Second Counselor. If you're looking for the East Empire Company, they've been gone for over 100 years. Try Windham. Watch
What?
yourself.
Ever seen a veteran guard? Can I help you?
You look able to venture. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers.
Hope we don't run into too many ash spawn out here.
Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio.
On behalf of House Redoran and as Councillor
Assisting the
of Raven
Rhetoric,
Rock,
my apologies for doubting you, Seryo.
my doors are open.
I
if you
appreciate
wish to
the help
discuss
you-
matters involving Raven Rock.
Not much contact with others around here. Got the
Your
Scarlets to the
Raven
north.
Rock stopped. They left the town a shambles. But when how... And even if it's been a struggle to make your ignorance of our... It's the capital of Morrowind. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still... Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath of... Nobody seems certain why it happened. An attempted expansion? Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmer needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their
Traveling beyond... You've never... We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the council. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful... They embody a council made up of 5 great houses. Telvanni, Drez, Endoral, Sad. Well, of course. With 4... Our house leads the council by virtue of... Yes. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historic... Solstheim is theoretically under my rule. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the... Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with band... It used to be. Now, we're barely holding out here.
I appreciate
Without the
the
mine,
help you've been
Raven
giving
Rock
us.
doesn't... Don't let the state of Raven Rock fool you. Our desire for Raven Rock's return to its former glory.
Obey our lords, or
With the
suffer the
Modin Veleth, Captain, all of the soul. I've spent quite a few years honing to protect Count. He has quite a few friends on the council. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it. Find me that stash of wine.
You're looking for a hand.
Best be crying for a lost soul.
Destroying the ash spawn has made it safer to work in the fields.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime. If you're looking for supplies, talk to Fenn. He'll set you up with... Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
I'll give you this warning only once. Stay out of my way, and we'll do just fine.
Assist. My apologies for doubting you, Sir Yo.
Your efforts in Raven Rock have proven most invigorating for my husband.
We've got our eyes on you.
Be careful!
Not much.
If you're looking for the East Empire Company, they've been gone for over 100 years. Try Windhelm.
If you've got any gripes, check in at Morvain Manor. Second Councillor Arana will sort you out.
Jalen's ship, I was heaving my guts for owing.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend. With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done.
Can I help you?
Squatting isn't tolerated in the abandoned buildings. If you need a place to stay, head to the Corner Club. If it wasn't for the bulwark, we'd be digging our houses out from beneath the ash by now. The entire island isn't covered in ash, you know. They have huge ice fields up north, and it's freezing up there.
try the lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get that far. Be careful down there. The mine can be treacherous. There are restless dead about. I suggest we proceed with caution. restless dead about. I suggest we proceed with caution.
dust! How can I serve you, Fury?
Anytime you want to hit the sky.
As you command, Muda Awako.
You're back. Please, let me see that. Huh, I knew it. Gratian's death wasn't because of a rockfall. It was just a story to keep people away from the tombs. Now that I have his journal in hand, I can get some closure from the East Empire Company. Make them pay for lying to everyone.
We don't run into too many ash spawn out here.
Thank you. Now, I believe I owe you a little more than a debt of gratitude for all that work you did. Here, it's not much, but it's the best an old retired miner can do. Mark my words, Raven Rock isn't finished yet.
What's our next move?
Ah!
I'm sorry to bother you, but Second Councillor Rano asked me to come find you. He said it's quite urgent. All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the ash spawn. Please, go speak to the Second Councillor as soon as possible.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? If you need a rod, plenty of work in Vermont if you're looking.
Splendid. Another mouth to feed.
Things are... All I'm wondering is how long it'll... Take a look. If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Raven Rock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvayn being killed. The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvayn himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvayn simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. But I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Raven Rock. Raven Rock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. Summoning you here was part of my plan. I was hoping you'd be interested in investigating for me. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Raven Rock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes. Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open. But all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Raven Rock. Don't worry, you can trust Gelbus. He's been with us for a long time.
Welcome to the wretched Netch... Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. Back in 95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. The Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Consular Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redoran Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb. When the Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. Safe travels, Outlander.
Councillor Morvain is the only reason Ravenlock has survived. I'm glad that I'm finally traveling with someone who seems kind. My last patron.
Excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here. I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for a departed.
I'm glad that I'm finally
Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dharma. Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. What do you mean? I thought I was clear. I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dharma. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit. Please. I don't... be disturbed while I'm meditating.
If you're looking for the... You lost?
I hope Geldus... Telesu. So Geldus's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen. If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck. Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since. They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands. People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughingstock of the colony. Villa Ulan wasn't the first Ulan to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulan, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son, Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb. The Ulan family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulan and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested. Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us... Did you find any evidence at Severan Manor?
Stop hiding, coward. I'll make it quick. For House Lawless. For Villa Ulen. That's all you've got?
It's not my time.
House Lala will have its revenge.
Did you find... Then all that remains now is chasing them down and... Good. I'm going to send 2 of the best Redoran Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can. See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away.
Hope we don't run into too many ash spawn around here.
What was that?
Watch it. Be careful. You'll have to do better than that. Fight on size. I'll join you instead. Last time I rode Jalen's ship, I was heaving my guts.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Redoran Guard I sent to assist you? Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
You lost?
Excuse me, Councillor Morvain. I have some wonderful news.
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude. Now, I'm certain Adriel was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial. Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Councillor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community. The mines are open and the ebony has begun to flow because of your discovery. My eternal gratitude and blessings go with you, friend. With the mines open, Raven Rock has become a significant colony of the Dunmer people again. I've been able to convince my superiors at House Redoran to send me the resources that they've been denying, now that we're deemed more important. Soon, we'll have a steady supply of workers and materials to keep things going for years to come. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock. I feel I owe you my life for thwarting the House Lala plot to have me assassinated.